Hello, I'm Erin Palmer, Team Rayceen Productions co-host and moderator.
And I'm Tiffany Green-Williams, Team Rayceen Productions co-host and moderator.
Joining us is LaJoy Johnson-Law. Welcome.
Hi, you guys. Thank you so much for having me. I'm always so grateful to come to Team Rayceen and to see beautiful smiling faces. So thank y'all so much for having me. Come on, Tiffany. I see you. Right? Yeah.
Thanks for joining us. Before we talk about your 2024 campaign to represent Ward 8 on the DC State Board of Education, please tell our viewers a little bit about your background and who you are.
Yes. Well, hello, everybody. Hello, Team Rayceen and Washington, D.C., and specifically to the great Ward 8. So it's not just Ward 8. You got to put the great in front of it. It's the great Ward 8. Okay. My name is LaJoy Johnson-Law. It's a blessing to be here with you all. I am a proud Ward 8 resident. My daughter is Abria. She is 12. She is a rising 8th grader. As a mom, I think I've died just a little on the inside because she was just 3. Now she's going to be 13. Don't ask me what happened. I don't know. But I am a proud mama. I am a PhD candidate. So my proposal just got approved. Thank y'all, thank you, Lord. Y'all pray for me on this doctoral journey. I am a special education policy expert. I work at Advocates for Justice and Education. We call it AJE. They're the Parent Training Information Center for the District of Columbia, and we help families navigate DC education, but especially special education. And let's see, Abria is almost 13, so I've been in this education game for about 13 years. And Erin, I believe you asked me, you said who I am, a little bit about me. Did you ask me why I'm running or not yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
Appreciate that.
I was like, wait, because it all flows. See, come on, that's how the good Lord works. It all just flows together. But just again, a scholar, proud Ward 8 mom, education policy expert, and just more importantly, having that lived experience. And I think that's just really important to raise in addition to all the other, well, just a little bit about me. And I love to Zumba. I don't know if we can say fun facts about ourselves, but I feel like this is home. So fun fact, I love Zumba and I love to dance.
Oh, awesome. I'm a salsa dancer myself.
Yes, salsa. Yes.
Well, since we're on the topic, we kind of spoke to this a little bit, but yeah, tell our viewers about the position you're running for and why you should be elected.
Yes. So the State Board of Education is an elected body here in the District of Columbia. It has 9 different positions, so 8 wards, and it has an at-large. And basically, we are your education voices in all things DC education. And a couple of things that they do, they look at standards. So they look at the state report card, they look at accountability measures. They work directly with OSSE. OSSE is the Office of the State Superintendent of Education, again, OSSE. So OSSE, they work hand in hand with OSSE. Graduation requirements, graduation standards, financial literacy standards. They just passed the social studies standards. So just think of us as like your big educational umbrella of standards that disseminate through OSSE, that disseminate through the entire city for DC public schools and DC public charter schools. And as I talk about our schools, I'm going to get into my why, and thank you all for asking. So really quick, everybody hold out your hand like this. Got to do it real quick so I can see you. Everybody. Okay. That's how big Miss Abria was when she was born. So literally, that's how big she was. She was 1 pound and 6 ounces. She was born at 23 weeks. She's my miracle kiddo, right? Oh my God, there she is. But she's almost tall as me. I don't know how we went from the palm of the hand to like literally almost as tall as me. And in that picture, you guys, I have on heels. So like literally the kid is like almost tall as me. But anyway, she is like the biggest reason of why I am running, and my biggest motivator and my biggest form of just inspiration. We have just been navigating the system for a long time, just through navigating DC public schools and how they do things. And unfortunately, back in the day, she was not able to go to her neighborhood school because they don't have the programming. A similar situation happened a couple years ago when I was looking at middle schools for her. There have been, it's been hard, right? It's been a blessing. She's a blessing, but it's been hard navigating these spaces with a special needs child. And when I look at the makeup of the board, I ran for the seat back in 2020. Back in 2020, we didn't have any Black parents on the board. We didn't have any Black families. And this time in 2024, now we don't have any mothers. We have no mothers on the board. Exactly, right? The head to the side. Like, wait, what? We really don't. It's unacceptable. There are no mothers on the board, and in Ward 8 specifically, we haven't had a mother represent Ward 8 in over 30 years. And so the reason why I'm running is because, one, I want to be a real voice for people who are going through things on the ground. There are so many Black families that we have to represent here in Ward 8 that don't necessarily get into the rooms, and their voices don't necessarily get heard. Our special education babies obviously are not, they're not being included, and our families are not being included as they should be. So there's like a whole host of reasons of like why I'm running. But the biggest thing is I just want to be a bridge for Ward 8 to be able to help them just connect to different things, right? Whether it's down at the Wilson Building, whether it's with Aussie, whether it's with just other folks in the city about really getting things done in our schools. We have to have the village, and we have to have a collective. And I think that is just missing in Ward 8 as far as like educational voice. And I think that is definitely missing on the board. But I think the best person to do that is being a mother. I can tell you all about my PhD candidacy. I could tell you all about my policy experience. I could tell you a list of different things that I've done, not just in Ward 8, not just in the city, but in this country. But the biggest thing that I want people to respect me for, and the first thing, is being a proud Black mother. That is not respected, and I think it's time to respect that.
Very well said.
Thank you. Erin knows my rants.
No, they're great. It's nice to hear what motivates you. I think that's part of what we try to do with these interviews, is give people a little bit of personal flavor so that they feel like they get to know you. Tiffany, I think we got a little turned around in our questions, which was my fault. So I'll defer to you for the next one based on
no.
Sarah's instruction.
No worries. Okay, so you talked about your why.
Yeah.
I absolutely loved it. Well, I think I could guess, but I'd rather you just say what are your top 3 issues as you're campaigning this year?
Okay. It was hard. So there are 5 on the issues page, but I'm going to follow instructions. Tiffany told me 3. Okay. So I have to say safety. Like, that is just something that that the community and I think all care about. Safety is an everybody thing. That is an action word. I don't think just talking about it, but actually putting actions behind it to make sure not just our kids are safe, but our families and our teachers. And that is something that is really important to me as a mom. That's really something to me. It's really important to me as a community member. And that's something that I talk with the community about. I was like, okay, I'm about to launch this campaign. What do you guys want to see? Like, what are the things that you really want to talk about? And I think, as we all know on this call, safety is just the top priority for everybody. So it's got to be safety. Second is parent engagement. We struggle with parent engagement here in Ward 8. And a lot of our families, again, just don't feel included. And so one thing that I really want to do when I get on the board is we actually have parent engagement standards here. And I want us to be able to, to be able to take those standards and to be able to give it to council, so that way they can pass some legislation, whether that be for like a parent engagement liaisons, parent engagement coordinators, parent maybe navigators to maybe to help the PTOs and the LSATs and other parent organizations that are at all of the schools. I don't know I think you guys know this, but y'all know how the council has like the core, Erin, help me. It's the racial equity thing. Okay, I'm like, the CO is what gets me, but the racial equity component, I want to be able to put that in our parent engagement standards so we can really focus on parents who are not usually included and who are not usually heard and who are not usually engaged, because there may be a stigma or a stereotype around that. And I think we need to, again, break that cycle, because it's important to have that voice. So that's something that I want to focus on. And of course, I can't forget special education. Can't forget about it. I hear all the time, LaJoy, you can't just talk about this one issue. There's so many things happening. People are going to think you're a one issue candidate. Well, my rebuttal to that is, well, special education, you all haven't talked about it. And had you all had talked about it, and had we focused more on it, then I wouldn't need to bring this up every chance I get. If children with disabilities were included more, then this wouldn't be an issue. Well, what about all kids? Well, all kids are already included, but but all kids, that's what that means, all kids. Are we really being inclusive of all children and all families that have neurodiversities? And I think the answer, honestly, is no. I have personally went through it. There are other families that have personally went through it. I look at Erin. Erin, you have talked to so many families whose children have IEPs and 504s who are not feeling really included. And so if no one's going to raise it up, somebody's got to raise it up. So I'm here to raise it up. And one thing that I think we could do on the board is to look at, okay, in regards to standards, we could help with also the teachers in the classroom. And I think one thing that we need to do is we need to look at mandated training. I know people get upset. Oh my God, mandated, that's such a bad word. That's such a scary word. No, this is supposed to be a support and loving word because we want to make sure that our children have what they need. And we want to make sure our teachers feel supported. A lot of teachers don't feel supported either when it comes to going through the special education process. And so I think, we need to look at maybe some mandated training for all of our teachers in DCPS and DC public charter schools. So those are the top three. I think I probably went over time. Sorry.
It was good detail. Thank you, LaJoy.
Sorry.
Why are you the best choice for voters? Give us your elevator pitch.
Let's see. Lived experience, problem solving, critical thinker, sometimes thinks outside of the box. And I'm a mom. Moms do those things all the time. I have not met, and again, even mother figures. And I know all of us on this call know a mom or maternal figure who literally multitask and literally did everything in their power to make sure that we had a good experience at school.
Yep.
And so that perspective is not there. And I, again, feel that it's unacceptable. So do I have the policy background? Yes. Do I have the education? Yes. Have I been doing the work in the community? Yes. But the biggest thing is all of those things wrapped into one is what moms do every day. Erin, I know that this is an interview of LaJoy, but I just want to personally shout you out because when you ran for council, was it 2 years ago or 4 years ago? Two. You did all of that while mothering. You never stopped mothering. Your kids were right there with you every chance you could. If honestly, if it wasn't for like this interview and another event, Abria would probably be sitting here, and then she has her friends over for the summer. So they would literally probably all like be sitting here like running around, but you did it with such grace and such poise, and you did such a beautiful job. And I think it needs to be respected. And I feel like it's not respected. And so again, we can talk about all these accolades and all these things that I have. That's great. Go LaJoy. But we're just being a mother, I think, is honestly the best person for the job. And when that perspective is not on the board, I think it's just time. It's just time.
So when does voting begin?
Yes. So early voting is Monday, October 8th, I believe. Fact check me, you guys, with Board of Elections, but that's what the Board of Elections election general calendar said. So October 28th, Monday, but general election day, wherever, if you don't get to early voting, November 5th is election day, but also too, for full transparency, I believe usually in the first week of October, Board of Elections will be starting to mail ballots in. So there are a lot of ways you can vote. You can do mail-in ballots. You could do drop-off boxes. I believe they're going to have their drop-off boxes where you can literally they'll mail it to you. If you don't want to mail it back and you want to put it in a drop box, fill it out, put it in your drop box. You can do early voting. They'll have their early voting centers out. I don't believe that information is out just yet, but when it goes out, I can let y'all know. And then of course, election day, which is Tuesday, November 5th. Those are all the ways you can vote. Go DC. We're finally moving forward with voting.
Yes, make sure to vote. November 5th is the last day to vote for the general election. Yeah. LaJoy, please tell our viewers how they can learn more about you and support your campaign.
Yes, well, thank you guys. I appreciate you all so much. You all can keep up with me at www.lajoy4, that is FOR Ward 8, that is the number 8.com. And as you can see on the beautiful screen, you can also, if you feel compelled to be able to help this campaign and you want to give, we accept donations, but only up to $20. We cannot violate Alpha's campaign finance rules. And so if you just click the, well, not click, but if you scan the QR code, it'll take it to the website and also to the donation link. And also just on Twitter, and we're on Instagram and also Facebook as well, LaJoy for Ward 8. And I'm just so thankful for y'all. Thank y'all for having me. I love Rayceen, and I love what you all are doing. And I love these interviews. I've loved it since I became, well, before I was a candidate, but once I became a candidate, it was just so cool to be able to have more spaces like this that are relaxed. And it's like, we're just having a conversation. There's no need for contention. We're having a conversation. So thank you. Yeah.
Awesome.
Thanks, you guys. Oh, and there's Bree. Hi, Bree.
So viewers, please look in the description below for links. And again, thank you so much, LaJoy, for spending time with us. We really, really loved having you.
Oh, no, you guys are the best. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate you guys, the entire Rayceen team. I feel like if I start naming names, am I going to get in trouble? So I'm just going to say like the entire Rayceen team and just thank y'all so much. Appreciate you. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
To those watching, please follow Team Rayceen on social media and subscribe to the Team Rayceen YouTube channel.
And viewers, thank you for watching.